Hello, everyone. I'm Zella Karafis. I am a certified etiquette trainer in New York City. First educational video I thought should be going back to like the super basics. You'll see a lot of table manners videos and videos about food, which is a huge component to manners, but there are like the bare minimum basic manners that I think everyone can benefit from that are often overlooked because they're almost so simple that we forget about them. So, just a caveat, this video is going to be mostly Western culture focused. It's going to be a continental style of etiquette, and please keep in mind that depending on where you are and depending on where you go, these things change. But this is like the continental basics that I think everyone should know. All right, number one, this is going to feel so obvious, but please and thank you. We are taught this as children, and I think that along the ways as life gets busier and as we become more automatic in our daily motions, we forget that please and thank yous are so powerful. These are courtesies that indicate that we are considering the other person when we request something, when they grant us something, and when we make a mistake or a slight blunder. Please, thank you, excuse me. Excuse me is such a great phrase. It's so versatile. Like, excuse me, can you please help me? Excuse me, what do you think about this? Excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Next one, introducing people to each other. It is important to know how to introduce people because we want to avoid having our guests or our friends or colleagues stand awkwardly around us in front of people that they don't know. That's uncomfortable. And part of having good manners is eliminating discomfort from people. We want to make seamless introductions when two people are meeting for the first time. To make a proper introduction, it's important to consider rank or person of importance. You're going to say the name of the person of most importance first and introduce the other person to them. And then you're going to say a commonality so that the conversation can flow more seamlessly. That way, if you leave the situation, those two people will now have something to talk about. In a business setting, you're going to consider rank. Rank would be your boss, high rank, perhaps your personal assistant, lower rank than you. So, if you are introducing your personal assistant to the CEO of your company, your boss, we're going to say that your boss's name is Fred. Fred, meet my assistant, Amy. She helps me do XYZ in the office, and I would never be able to finish my job without her. Let's say I introduce my friend Madison to my grandmother. My grandmother merits more respect because she is my grandmother, and therefore I'm going to say her name first. So I'm going to say, Grandma, Abuela, I want to introduce you to my friend Madison. Madison also lives near the beach. Acknowledging the server, waiter, service person that is facilitating your experience. We want to avoid ignoring service people when they are helping us have a more pleasant experience. A great server is going to be really discreet and operate seamlessly in a way that you kind of forget that they are performing the service because they don't want to detract attention from your experience. They want to do a great job. But whenever a service person comes and even does a tiny task, acknowledge them, say thank you, and then just keep talking. Tip, if you're at a restaurant that you really like, I personally enjoy asking the service person for their name because then it feels more personal and I can just say, oh, Henry, can you please bring me more bread? I think that's a very nice gesture. If a bodily function overcomes you that requires your mouth to be open, try and close it or cover it up. So if you're yawning, sneezing, coughing, chewing, all of these actions require you to either close your mouth or cover your mouth. So if you're yawning, I think it's polite to cover your mouth. If you're sneezing, definitely cover your mouth if you're sneezing. I like to sneeze into my elbow or the back of my hand so that the palms of my hands where I'm touching more things or introducing myself to people are less germy. These things are things that you can physically use your hand to cover your mouth, but something like chewing needs to be a closed mouth activity. All right, number 5, super basic, hold the door open for people. We forget about this one. It's good manners to remember to open the door for the person behind us. It indicates that we're taking 3 seconds to be considerate for the next person, which ultimately just benefits society positively. Like, if we all just took 3 seconds to mind our manners, that effect will spread. Especially want to notice when you're holding the door for someone, if they have a lot of things in their hands. There's been times where I've been at the grocery store carrying 3 bags in my hands, and I've had to catch the door with my knee because the person in front of me just was in a rush and didn't hold the door for me. That's okay, but it would have been more considerate if they would have gotten the door for me. Also, if there are people with small children, you want to make sure that you're getting the door for them. You don't want to slam the door on someone who's holding a baby. Bonus tip, let the person of honor that you're with walk all the way through the door before you close it. If you're courting someone on a date, for example, you want to open the door, let your date walk all the way through and exit the door, and then close it, rather than just holding it open like this and letting them walk out. This is just a gesture of courtesy. It's a gesture of like, I am going a little bit extra, and it barely exerts any more energy, and it allows the person to know that you are considering them. Again, having good table manners allows you to navigate social situations around food, which are most of them. So many social situations that impact our lives revolve around food. Very polished table manners is such an easy way to look refined. It doesn't require that much practice to get good at it. And also, it's completely free. Like, it's just a behavior thing that makes someone look way more sophisticated. Some basics that I will include in this video is napkin on your lap whenever food or drink arrives. Avoid holding your fork and knife like daggers. Of course, chew with your mouth closed and avoid speaking if you have food in your mouth. Table manners, I think, deserve their own video, which I will make, because there's so many tiny habits you can implement that elevate the dining experience and elevate your manners so exponentially. All right, I'm going to go here, but maintaining hygiene. So, personal hygiene within your body, but also within your space. My friend's mom used to always say it's good manners to look nice, because you're entering a world and people have to interact with you. And I take this, and I don't think that you need to be dressed extravagantly or to the tens everywhere you go. But similar to hygiene and personal care, it's just considerate to be clean. Having a lot of body odor, or maybe bad breath, or being stained, not only is it unpleasant for the people that you're interacting with, but it's also not as healthy for yourself as it is to be hygienic. In my opinion, this extends to our spaces. If someone comes into your home and your dishes are dirty and piled into the sink all the way to the top, and your toilet is soiled and there's hair all over your sink, you don't want someone to walk into your home and feel uncomfortable because it is literally dirty. Of course, there's levels here. Like, if your best friend who comes over 3 times a week came over and there's dishes in the sink, that is not what I'm referring to. All right, number 8, 9, we'll see. If you are invited to someone's home, bring something. This can be like a simple hangout. This could be something more formal like a party, but try and bring something. This can be difficult if you're on the run, but I've kind of gotten some things down that I can get at a shop around the corner of my house. It's thoughtful while not taking that much effort, and just shows that I didn't want to come empty handed. Some ideas: flowers, coffee, a bottle of wine, if that's appropriate, pastries, a small candle, or like incense, something from the home. If this person is opening their space up to you and you want to reciprocate and show gratitude, is how I see it. Again, if it's a close friend and it's more casual, less formal, you don't have to bring the candle. Just bring, the bottle of wine, some beer, a pastry. So, a note on flowers: I will often hear people say that if you're giving flowers, make sure it's in a vase, because you don't want to then burden your host or hostess with extra work to do, being cutting the stems, finding a vase, filling it with water, etc. So yes, This is the most ideal situation where you can put flowers in a vase, and especially if it's a more formal event, for example, like a cocktail party or a dinner party, the host is going to be busy. They are probably not going to actually want to deal with the flowers while they're trying to host people. But I think if it's like a casual event, my book club, I bring my girls flowers all the time because there's five of us there. We're chilling, we're just having wine and hanging out together. So if my friend goes and arranges the flowers, it's really not a big deal because we're all standing around the kitchen anyways and just like relaxing. Last one, get up for the elderly, get up for a woman who may be pregnant, get up for someone that has small children, get up for someone that might be handicapped or have a disability. There's so many environments where this is relevant. Like, for example, you're at the DMV, there's limited chairs while you're waiting. If you see someone that has two small kids and a baby, or you see someone in with a cane, please get up and offer them your chair. And now with such pervasive phone use, a lot of people aren't aware of their environments. It can be difficult when we're like on our phones scrolling in public. My sister was on the train one time on the subway here in New York, and she was standing, the car was pretty full. An elderly man with a cane was dropped off into the train by seemingly his grandson. His grandson walked him inside and then said goodbye and left the train. So this man was standing, and my sister was also standing, and no one was getting up. The train was moving, and he was wobbling. He was like about to fall over. And when the train halted really aggressively, a pregnant woman got up and helped him sit in her seat. So a pregnant woman got up and gave this man his seat. No one else got up. No one else even noticed. There was a young man standing near the exit of the train. My sister was leaving in that exit. She only experienced this for one stop, so she didn't have that much time to intervene. But my sister like tapped this guy on the shoulder. She's like, "Hey, pay attention," pretty much. The guy kind of was like, "Oh, oh." My sister had to get off the train, but hopefully he did end up offering that pregnant woman her seat after she offered it to a very elderly man with a cane. Again, manners is so much about respect and consideration of others. So we want to make sure that if we're in a social environment and we're noticing something to where we can be of service to others, try and remember manners and try and remember something simple like giving someone your seat. I just want to say that etiquette is far from arbitrary. Being respectful, being kind, and knowing how to feel confident in different social situations and environments. Having good manners is having the social skills to move through different environments with dexterity and with confidence and ease. Every community, every society has its own culture, whether it's micro or macro. Being able to navigate different contexts with ease and poise and grace, then you feel like you belong everywhere. I would love it if you subscribed to me, if you followed me on Instagram. Handle is zella.etiquette. And please leave a comment for other videos besides the table manners videos that you're interested in knowing about. I'd love to create a video about anything that you're curious to understand better. Thank you so much for watching.